What's up, potato players? It's me, Potato Mist. Today we'll be sharing our very own Mel deck list. This will include a guide on how the deck is played and some gameplay to showcase what we talked about. As always, like and subscribe, and if you really like this video, let us know in the comments and we'll do more Riftbound content. Anyway, let's get into the video. This is our Mel early thoughts. Starting off with our legend, we have Mel Soul's Reflection. When you empower something else, empower me. Disempower me, give a unit at a battlefield -2 this turn. I love this legend. It is really self-explanatory, really straightforward. When you want to attack a battlefield, you give it -2. It's very straightforward, very easy, not too much to think about there. Next up, we have our runes. I chose a 7 Mind Runes, 5 Chaos Rune split because we have a lot of blue power cost and very little Chaos Rune cost. And just going through the deck, you can see this here. We have a Bellows Breath, which costs 1 blue power. We have a Shock Blast that costs 1 blue power. We have our Thousand Tail Watcher, which costs 1 blue power. We also have Singularity in our sideboard that costs 2 blue power, and a Temporal Breach, if we hard cast it, costs 1 blue power as well. So a lot of blue power. We have a couple of things in purple. We have a Fizz that costs purple and a Starcross in purple. So more blue than purple mainly, and so that's why we're going with our 7/5. If you wanted to go 6/6, I feel like that wouldn't matter too much either, because we have our Applied Researchers to sort of discount our spells. So in the end, it ends it's your preference. I went with 7/5. Let me know what you guys think. You guys are going as well. Next up, we have our battlefields. I chose Zon Warrens, which reads, when you conquer here, discard 1, then draw 1. It's a really good battlefield going on the blind, because you don't care too much if your opponent conquers here, and it works really well in combination with your deck if you conquer here. So it's really good if you go first or second. Next up, we have Rockfall Path. Rockfall Path says that units can't be played here. A lot of times people won't want to place their units on this battlefield. They won't want to defend this battlefield. And this battlefield works really well in combination with one of our spells here. I'll read it here real quick. A Temporal Breach, which reads, banish a unit, then its unit plays it to the same location, ignoring its cost. And the reason it works really well with Rockfall Path is because when you play the spell from hidden here and you target an enemy unit, it says units can't be played here. So it gets banished and it never returns from being banished. So it's a really good card to play in combination with Temporal Breach. Next up, we have Ravenbloom Conservatory. I like to play this when going first. We have a lot of spells, and this reads, when you defend here, reveal the top card of your main deck. If it's a spell, put it in your hand, otherwise recycle it. I like to look for my spells as soon as possible. If we're going first, we get to this battlefield first and use the defend trigger as soon as possible. So this is a really good battlefield going first. Next up, we've got our main deck. Our first unit and our chosen champion is Mel Defiant Soul. I thought about Blue Mel for a while. Blue Mel is in our deck, but not our chosen champion, Mel Newly Awakened. But I felt like going second, this is such a strong card. You get to discard a spell, and when it becomes empowered, so this is the empower cost. To empower it, you need to discard a spell. And then when it becomes empowered, you get to banish an enemy unit out of battlefield with 3 might or less. And generally, on turn 2, when you're going second, you have 5 runes. So you can play this on turn 2, discard a spell, and if they have a unit at a battlefield, you get to banish it for the cost of the spell, which is pretty good. It gives you some early tempo, and you don't have to worry about like throwing in a unit to sort of like try and contest that battlefield. So really good. I love this in this Tempo Mel deck. Next up, we have Stack Deck. Stack Deck is really self-explanatory. You get to look at the top 3 cards of your main deck, put 1 into your hand, and recycle the rest. This is really good if you're looking for your answers. If you're looking for your answers and you can't find them, Stack Deck is what you need. So very good card. I think it's a staple in purple decks. I think you would be silly not to run it. Next up, we have Stupefy. Stupefy is a reaction. Give a unit -1 this turn to a minimum of 1, and you get to draw 1. -1 and drawing, it's just such a good card. For one energy, such a good card. It's I can't tell you how many times Stupefy will save you. I can't tell you how many times you'll need the draw from Stupefy, and you'll just play this just to get the draw. It's just really, really good. Next up we have Bellows Breath, and Bellows Breath is an action. It has repeat, which allows you to deal 1 damage to up to 3 units at the same location. So repeated, it deals 2 damage to up to 3 units at the same location, or you could select new units to deal one damage to. It's a really versatile card, and you can use it in combination with Thousand-Tailed Watcher, which we'll talk a little bit about later. When you play me, give enemy units -3 this turn to a minimum of 1. It get this in combination with Bellows Breath repeated gets rid of 5 cost unit. It gets rid of 4 cost units. It's really, really good to sort of use to clear the board if you're having trouble clearing the board, obviously. Next up, we have Rebuttal, which is a really, really cool spell. It's Mel's signature spell. It's basically like Defy, but with extra steps. For 1 in a power, any power, you get to choose a spell with energy cost no more than 4. You may pay a power. If you do, gain control of it, and you may make new choices for it. Otherwise, counter it. It's really, really strong. One of the nuances of Rebuttal is that you can pay the cost for Rebuttal. If Rebuttal resolves, you can then choose to pay the power after it resolves. So you don't have to pay the power as an additional cost before the spell resolves. So if you pay for the spell and they don't have Defy or something to counter the spell, then you can decide, hey, do I want to use the power or not to take control of it. So it's really versatile. It's a really, really strong spell for countering spells that cost no more than 4. It's good against Punch First. It's good against Starcross. It's good against Falling Star. It's a really, really good spell. Next up, we've got Dredge Up, and Dredge Up is a 2 cost, costs 2 energy to draw 1, and you can flow it for another 2 to draw 1 again, and then banish it, of course. This is a really strong spell, in that you can just discard this card if you have, say, like a Traveling Merchant in hand, which is when I move, discard 1, then draw 1. You can discard your Dredge Up and then play it from your trash if you need it later on, or you can just play this straight from your hand and draw an additional card. Then if you need it again, you can draw again from the trash. So really, really interesting spell. I'm loving these flow spells with Mel, especially playing with Zon Warrens. Again, when you conquer here, discard 1, then draw 1. So you can discard your Dredge Up, and then play it later. Search for your answers and continue drawing more cards. It's really, really strong. I've seen a lot of different decks for Mel, and I run 2 of Flash. I think Flash is really, really strong. We have a lot of empowerment units in this deck because obviously we want to empower our Mel Soul's Reflection to give minus might to units at a battlefield. And it's important to keep those empowered units alive because they're very costly. So my thought process around Flash is if I get stuck on a battlefield with no other options, say I have my Applied Researchers at a battlefield and I don't have many other options, I can use Flash to save it from things that target it at a battlefield. So that's my idea around Flash. Next up, we have another 2 cost, which is Gust Monk. I really, really like this card, especially with the new decks that play a lot of cards from the trash. Say you're playing against a Zed, or say you're playing against a Kennen. It says you may pay 1 as an additional cost to play me. When you play me, if you paid the additional cost, banish a card from any trash to give a unit Assault 2 this turn. So you can banish a unit from their trash so that they can't pull from the trash and play those important cards that they have, as well as giving another unit Assault 2, which is really, really powerful on offense. Trying to attack a battlefield, giving another unit +2 can definitely matter. Very, very strong card, very interesting card. Next up, we've got our other 2 costs. Ravenbloom Student, which is pretty straightforward. When you play a spell, give me +1 this turn. We have a lot of spells. It synergizes really well with Ravenbloom Student so that we can make a really big Ravenbloom Student and crash it into a battlefield or protect a battlefield with our spells. Very, very good card. Next up, we have Traveling Merchant, which is when I move, discard 1, then draw 1, obviously. It's very good for searching for our answers throughout our deck. If you don't want to discard something, you don't have to move it, obviously, but it's really good. Normally, you do want to discard something, so that you can find your other answers sooner. Next up, we've got Temporal Breach. I only run 1 of them, but you could definitely consider running 2, 2 or 3 even. I'll just read the card for you. Banish a unit, then its owner plays it to the same location, ignoring its cost. So the reason why this is so good in our deck, and we talked a little bit about the Rockfall Path interaction where you can banish the unit and it doesn't come back because Rockfall Path doesn't allow units to be played there. That's really strong, but that's only one situation where you can play it. I think it's really strong in combination with our Thousand-Tailed Watcher as well. Our Thousand-Tailed Watcher allows us to, when you play me, give enemy units -3 this turn. So you banish the Thousand-Tailed Watcher, you bring it back, and then it gets its play effects, which allows all enemy units to get -3 this turn to a minimum of 1. You can also pay the accelerate cost when it's played again. So if you have it on another battlefield, you can bring it down and play Temporal Breach, and then pay its acceleration cost to sort of ride the wind almost to another battlefield. It's really, really strong interaction. I am definitely considering running 2 of these, or 1 in the main and 1 in the sideboard. But just something to think about. You can also Temporal Breach your Mel Defiant Soul so that it loses its empowerment status, because once you empower this, you can't really disempower it in any way without like using a spell or it getting bounced to your hand or something like that. So you can Temporal Breach this to replay it. It'll lose its empowerment, and then you can discard another spell to banish an enemy unit at a battlefield with 3 or less might. So Temporal Breach really works super well with our deck, in that like it's really versatile with Thousand-Tailed Watcher. It's really versatile with Rockfall Path, and super interesting with the Mel Defiant Soul if we want to make those kinds of plays. We can also Temporal Breach enemy units to make them lose their buffs. So say an enemy was buffed up by, say, a Punch First, we can play this from hidden to banish it, bring it back, and then it comes back without the buffs. So Temporal Breach is a really, really strong spell. Definitely considering running 2. For now, I'm running 1, but you can see the way you can use it in different ways. Next up, we've got Apprentice Mage. So Apprentice Mage, I like this card because you can empower it, and obviously it synergizes well with our Mel Soul's Reflection. We can empower this, empower our legend. When I become empowered, predict 2. So this allows us to search for our answers as well. And then I have +1. So it has 4 might for essentially 5, and allows you to look through your deck for more answers. I only like seeing 1 of these a game. You could definitely consider 2 if you like this card. I don't personally like it super. Like I'm definitely not really enjoying this card a lot. So at the moment, I'm only running 1, just because we have more ways to look for our answers than this card, and 4 might is not enough to warrant playing more of these, at least for me. So for now, I only have 1 Apprentice Mage. Next up, we have Up from the Deep, and this card is so good. It is really good, and you'll see it in your own games when you play it. It looks bad at first glance, right? Like you only get to play 2 1 might tentacle units, and it has flow. You can play it again from your trash, but these tentacle units are really hard to get rid of. They are really hard to get rid of. So you can use them in combination with your Thousand-Tailed Watcher, where you're giving your enemy units minus might, -3, and then you use it like a bellows breath, where you crash your tentacles into the enemy units to get rid of some of their bigger units for just a tentacle. You can also play this on turn 1, and if your enemy doesn't have a turn 1 play, you get 2 points. You get 2 points on your turn 2. It's crazy. It's actually insane. So really good card. Definitely look out for plays that you can play with this. Really awesome. I only run 2 of them because I would hate to see 3 of these a game, but really good card. Next up, we got Fizz, and Fizz is pretty self-explanatory. Fizz is a really strong card. When you play me, you may play a spell from your trash with energy cost no more than 3, ignoring its energy cost. Recycle that spell after you play it. You must still pay its power cost. So you can put spells in the grave, you can put Rebuttal in the grave. Obviously, you can't play Rebuttal, but you could play Dredge Up from the grave. Obviously, you don't need to. You can put Flash from the grave. Obviously, that's really a niche situation where you play Flash. But you could play Bellows Breath. That would be good. You could play a Stack Deck. You could play a Stupefy. You could play any of these spells that you have. You could play a Temporal Breach, Starcrossed. You could play any of your spells from your trash with Fizz. Any of them. So any of these cards in your deck. Except for, I think, Singularity, which is obviously it costs more than 3. So it's a really strong card. Definitely want 2 of these in your deck, just to have that situation where you are able to play your spells from your trash. Next up, we've got Shock Blast, and Shock Blast is really cool because when you empower, okay, let's read the card first. Shock Blast is really cool because this costs 2 less if you control something that's empowered, and we have a lot of empowered cards, so a lot of the times this will cost 2 less, and it deals 4 to an enemy unit at a battlefield, or deal 4 to a unit at a battlefield. And Shock Blast in combination with Applied Researchers is free. It's actually free. So if you empower Applied Researchers, I'll read Applied Researchers real quick. Empower for 3. When it's empowered, your spell costs are 1 and a power less to a minimum of 1. So the first thing you do is you use your Applied Researchers on Shock Blast to make it 2. So for 1 and a power less, you make it 2. And then this costs 2 less if you control something that's empowered. Obviously, you already have your Applied Researchers on the field, so this costs 0. This literally costs 0, so you can just play Shock Blast for free. It's a really cool card combination. Next up, we have Starcross, and Starcross is just a staple in purple decks. You get to return a friendly unit, an enemy unit, to their owner's hands. I really like this card, just to slow down some opponents that may have their bigger units on the board, or if they have a buffed up unit that you need to Starcross. It's very versatile. And definitely look out for situations where you can use this. Obviously, we have our Applied Researchers, and this just discounts all our spells. When it's empowered, your spells cost 1 and a power less to a minimum of 1. Discounting our spells is going to be huge. So definitely look out for Applied Researchers. I run 3 of these because this is our best empowerment card in blue. Probably our best empowerment card in purple as well. So definitely run 3 of these if you're playing Mel. And then I run Mel Newly Awakened, which is a really strong card. When you play me, draw 1, your spells, and then when it's empowered, you empower her for 3. And when it's empowered, your spells and abilities can't be countered. If it's a spell or ability you control, or if a spell or ability you control would give minus might to a unit, it gives an additional -1. So this synergizes well with our legend. This allows us to draw, and our spells and abilities can't be countered. So really good against green as well. Definitely think about moving it to your chosen champion when you're playing against something like green. But yeah, this is a really strong card. And then we have our Thousand-Tailed Watcher. We've read this a couple times. You can accelerate it for 1 and a power. It costs 7 and a power. Blue power. When you play me, give enemy units -3 this turn to a minimum of 1. This is our finisher, by the way. This is our finisher. Lastly, we've got our sideboard. We've got 2 abandons. This is for our bigger spells that we're playing against. We're thinking about like things like Ruination. We want to abandon those and make them spend all that energy and have nothing to do that turn. It's a reaction. Counter a spell, return it to its owner's hand instead of putting it in their trash, and then you get to predict. Really, really cool card. Next up, we've got Turn to Dust. This is good for our gear enemies, so things like Irelia, things like our Aurora decks. Turn to Dust is really good against our really good gear hate against those decks. Then we have Ravenbloom Prefect. I just wanted a little bit of extra gear hate just in case for Aurora. When an opponent plays a gear, you may banish me to banish it. You can play this to your base to keep your enemy from playing gear. And this will be really good. They have to remove this before they get to play their gear. So it's really good in combination with your Turn to Dust, which gives the gear temporary. Just a lot of gear hate against those gear decks. Then we have 1 of Vex. I'm thinking of moving to 2 and removing our Kha'Zix. But we have Vex just so we can keep those aggro decks from getting to battlefields really quickly. Yeah, Vex is pretty self-explanatory. When an opponent plays a unit while I'm at a battlefield, stun it. They can't move it this turn. So they can't move it, and it's also stunned, meaning it doesn't do combat damage. And Vex also has Deflect. Next up, we have Kha'Zix, and Kha'Zix, I like this card just because it's very like catch you off guard kind of card. If you have 4 and a power up at the end of your turn, you can ambush this to a battlefield, and when I attack or defend, if an enemy unit is alone here, give me +2 this turn. So this could essentially be 6 against some of the bigger units, or yeah, bigger enemy units that just like hold a battlefield by themselves. So I'm thinking Yi. But there might be other situations where you use this. Lastly, we've got Singularity, and Singularity is really good. It just deals 6 to each of up to 2 units. So just use this for clearing bigger units, 5 might, 6 might units, anywhere on the field, and it cannot be defied. So pretty good spell. And now let's move on to our gameplay. Okay, 3rd time's the charm. Let's get it. Maybe we'll get a game. We'll play Zon Warren skin on the blind. We'll go first. And let's see. We finally have a 2-drop. Holy, this is crazy. I'll mull these 2. And then we play a Ravenbloom student and pass. Okay. That's fine. Let's see. Do we want to play stack deck here? No. We'll move the Ravenbloom student up and pass focus. We'll discard Dredge up. Draw. Go to 1. Stack deck brings us to 3. He could empower this and just kill something. I think we play stack deck on his turn though. Sure. 2 for another Ravenbloom student. And then I think we pass here. Okay. Manage top cards. Show 1 more, show 1 more, show 1 more. I think we maybe want Fizz here. Or a Flash. I'm thinking about Flash to save something, but I think we need another unit. And then we'll rebuttal. And then hold on, dude. Hold on. Hold on. Sure. 1 more cleave works. We'll just say that works. We'll just say that works, because honestly, this is crazy. This dude is just going. He didn't even check if we actually wanted to what is it called? Take control of the spell. So a little bit unfortunate there. 5. We'll play Mel. We'll discard Bellows Breath. Target this guy. It's banished. It's banished, buddy. And then I think we pass here because we can't really do anything other than that. Yeah, we pass here. Unfortunately, we have to pass because we have no runes up. Oh, he's got a... Oh, he played the Faithful Manufacturer. Interesting. Okay, that guy's at 5 then. Sure. Okay, so he has 5. Let me see. 5. Could be a Hidden Blade there. Hidden Blade would be kind of unfortunate. I think we Bellows Breath here. I'm trying to think. If we give this -2, it goes back down to 3. We can give it 1. And then we can repeat Bellows Breath. Yeah, I think that's what we do. Okay, so we do this. Give it -2. Do 1 for Stupefy on this guy. Give it -2. Give it -1. Draw. And then we repeat Bellows Breath. So 1 in a power, 1 in a power. Bellows Breath on these 3. Now the question is, what does he do with his hidden card? Ike? Okay. Does he recycle a rune to give it +2 this turn? Two. Okay. Do we go and kill the pike? Do we trade the pike? We could play Fizz. Yeah, I think we play... Ooh, we could play Dredge Up. Dredge Up would be nasty here. Dredge Up to draw. We trade with the pike. I think we do that. Oop. And then we go here. We go to 2. And then we were thinking about what to discard here. I think we remove Applied Researchers, draw. Oh my goodness, and we got another Dredge Up. I think we just play the Dredge Up. Yeah. Unfortunately, we didn't get anything to save our dude. And then I think we pass here. Or we can move Mel up. If we move Mel up, then we have more might than he does. He can accelerate Rek'Sai though, so we'll pass. We don't want him to accelerate the Rek'Sai. He plays the Ringar, 3 recycles. Pull the weak? Yeah, that's fair. That's unfortunate. If we don't get something to accelerate this turn, it's kind of unfortunate, I'm not gonna lie. What can we play? Fizz? No, we're looking for a Shock Blast here. I think we're looking for Shock Blast here. We can play Dredge Up from Brave. I think maybe we do that. Play the Dredge Up. Remove. You play Stack Deck. 1, 2, 3 Stack Deck. And then 2 for Traveling Merchant. He goes to 6 next turn. That's kind of scary. 3 and Fizz. Play the Stack Deck. Oh my god. Why did he DC, dude? Why do people keep leaving, dude? Oh my goodness. Why do people keep leaving? I can't get a full game. Alright, let's see what we would have gotten. Another rebuttal? Jesus. I think we add the Stupefy. And then we play the Traveling Merchant and we hope and pray. He gets another Conquer. He gets to play another unit. He could probably bring one down. What do we draw next turn? Thousand Tailed Watcher. That's what we were looking for. That's what we were looking for.